Well, good morning and welcome into the Real Monica Adams show. We are home. There was even a slight possibility of some snow that could have been into Jefferson County. I woke up this morning, saw that they took Jefferson County out of the mix, but there are some counties to the southwest that could be seeing some snow. We'll see how much and if it will affect their morning commute. We'll be talking with aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore in just a second. Hope you had a fantastic Super Bowl Sunday. We're going to talk about the game, about the halftime show, and about the commercials. And of course, you have to talk about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. So many people were so frustrated with how much they thought she was shown during the past games and Super Bowl. They broke it down. She was on screen, everybody, for a matter of 53 seconds. That's it. Not even a full minute, 11 times, 53 seconds total. So why all the complaining? It's really interesting how many people are new to the sport of football, how many young kids have started watching because of Taylor. So definitely kick things up a notch with regards to that, which makes me laugh. 7:01. I'm your host, Monica Adams. Thank you so much. If you're brand new to the show, welcome aboard. If you are a longtime viewer, thank you so much. And of course, as we always say, please share and like and follow our live stream. This morning, we are on Facebook, YouTube, and X, not on Instagram, but normally we are. Today, unfortunately, the technology didn't work. Technology didn't work, period, across the board. And I want to start the show by saying one more time how apologetic I am to my wonderful best friend and moderator, Michelle Harmon. She went into the studio. Evidently, technology is not always the best. Sent her and along with everybody else messages to let them know that our team was going to do the show from home today. Well, Michelle never got it. So she drove in to Brentwood. I'm so sorry. So she's back home now. She will be moderating for you, dropping things in, but that's how the morning has started. I woke up to that. I was getting ready to say, I hope you enjoyed sleeping in. For her, it didn't happen. Everybody else, how are you? Good morning, Sean and Linda, Diane, everybody else. If you're on my business or my personal page, all the comments I see usually come in on my business page. So you might want to jump on over there. Okay. Let's get things started. As I mentioned, aspiring meteorologist Beckett Moore. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you, Monica?
I'm good. Happy Monday after
Happy
Super
Monday.
Bowl. We're going to talk about the forecast in just a second, but I'm thinking I know, but what was your favorite part of the Super Bowl?
Definitely overtime when all of that action was happening, especially the last 5 minutes of the game. That was really intense. And then the Twisters commercial, the Twisters trailer, the sequel to Twister that's coming out this summer, that was probably my favorite part as well. Favorite commercial for sure.
Yeah, I put something out on Twitter last night or X last night, and I was like, I don't know. I was kind of underwhelmed in the halftime show, and
Yeah.
I was talking about the commercials, and then I saw the Moore family say we all liked the Twister. I was like, oh, that is true. That did look great. I'm sure you've seen the original, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
but it will be interesting to see when this one comes out. Did you have a favorite commercial besides obviously the trailer for Twisters?
I don't think so. They weren't really as good this year.
Yeah, I agree. I have some notes here, and I'll run through those with everybody else and see what you all have to say. But I agree with that. Now, what do you think about the halftime show, though? What did you think of Usher?
I didn't think it was very good. I think the last year was better. It was probably an average halftime show, not really good.
Yeah, I got to give him some credit. I enjoyed the skating around, and I love the fact that he brought Alicia Keys and Lil
Yeah.
Jon out. So I like the special guest. But he's such an incredible performer. Actually, his tickets, which is ironic, his tickets go on sale today for his performance coming to St. Louis, I think in like September or definitely in the fall. So if you're a big Usher fan, and again, I'm not knocking it and saying it was horrible, but I just expected more. And I think more. I think Beckett
Yeah.
felt the same way. All right, Beckett. So I stayed home because of the even remote possibility of some snow. And I know last night, Steve Templeton had in his forecast 8 counties that could have been affected, and then some of them have been wiped away. Why is that this morning?
So we have been seeing that system trend to the south all weekend, and we continue to see that with that weak system. I think in the St. Louis viewing area, maybe down into Reynolds and Iron County, could we get a couple of flakes and some raindrops? That's possible. But for most people in the immediate metro, we're not talking about anything. So our bus stop forecast today in the morning, 32 degrees and overcast, so definitely cold. Put on your coat, and it's not going to be the greatest conditions. Overcast, guys. In the afternoon, same thing. Sorry, I have the partly sunny. That should say overcast, 43 degrees, but still cloudy. 43 will likely be our high for today. Now, our 7-day outlook today, high of 43, cloudy, low of 30. Tomorrow, we warm up to 52, getting that sun, moving back into the area, low of 32, so getting cold during the night. Wednesday, we warm back up to near 60, so that's going to be very nice. Lots of sun on Wednesday. Thursday, pretty much the same thing. A lot of sun, high of 55 there, in the mid-50s. Drop back down to the mid-40s on Friday, and then to next weekend, we get a little bit cooler. But overall, pretty good week. Lots of sunshine for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is incredible. We're talking, it's February 12th. Look at how beautiful it looks for Valentine's Day. So, a lot of people making plans and maybe they'll make some outside, but we cannot complain about this. Can you look
Yes.
forward for me into the later part of February and like early March? Are we expecting to see some more snow for our area?
I think as we go into the next couple of weeks, we could get some cold air to dip down in our area. I think that's going to be possible. Now, is that going to be associated with a storm system? I'm not so sure. I'm not really confident in that, but I think we'll get some of that colder air to seep down in. But for storm system snow, it's not looking like a very high chance right now, but we'll have to watch it.
I know you like the snow, but I'm ready. Punxsutawney Phil said that we were going to get an early spring, and I'm hoping that is the case.
Yeah.
All right, Becca, thank you so much again. And I hope you have a wonderful day at school. And I'm glad that you enjoyed the Twisters trailer. Can't wait for that one to come out for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. You too.
All right, Beckett Moore again, our aspiring meteorologist with our What the Weather segment. It is 7:06, so we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. Let's go through all of that, hoping that we'll have Dr. Charles Willey on. He was going to talk about what it takes to really go through the protocol of the way a patient should be treated when they're first coming in to a new office, why Innovare Health Advocates is a 5-star medical practice, and then a very interesting therapy. In fact, there's a John Hopkins University study about something called mistletoe therapy. And Dr. Sara Franco from InVita Health and Wellness will join us at 7:30 to talk about that and how people are using that to aid in their cancer treatments to boost that immunity up. So we'll talk about all of that. Would love to see what you all have to say about the Super Bowl. Let's run through it all. The game, the halftime show, the commercials. What did you think of it? We'll talk when we return. InVita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. InVita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, InVita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let InVita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online InVitaHealthAndWellness.com. All right, well, welcome back. Let's go through this. I wish I had all of you in front of me so I could get your banter back and forth, but we can get as close as to that as possible by reading into your comments. I got all my notes. First of all, let's start with before the game even started. What did you think of this woman, Reba McEntire, for the first time ever, which I was surprised by that, singing the national anthem? So I went back and looked at some of my favorite performances. I was blessed to be at the 2000 Super Bowl when the Rams beat the Tennessee Titans. What an incredible game that was, right down to the wire, right? Just that tackle right before the end zone. That was so dramatic. Well, so was last night, by the way. Last night's overtime win, if you haven't heard, Kansas City beating the San Francisco 49ers 25-22, the final in overtime. When we speak with Dr. Sara Franco in about 20 minutes. She's probably not going to be happy about that because she's a 49ers fan. Speaking of the music, like I said, back in 2000, one of the best ever, we were looking at all the performers. Tina Turner performed in the pre-game festivities. Phil Collins performed. Faith Hill did the national anthem, and it goes on and on and on. There were so many incredible performers back then. Definitely one of my favorites. Jennifer Hudson, about 15 years ago, sang the national anthem. I was going back and looking at that performance. Blew me away. I'm going to put her up there with who I think has done the best ever, and that, of course, is Whitney Houston. But Reba, I thought, did a good job. What did you think of it? We're talking Super Bowl right now, Super Bowl 58, and just look at how excited Patrick Mahomes getting the MVP for the third time. So that puts him right up there with Tom Brady and Joe Montana. So excited for him. So excited for Travis Kelce and the entire team, and back-to-back wins. And here's a funny thing. The Las Vegas odds makers are already saying that next year they're predicting San Francisco to take it all. And then second runner-up to that would be Kansas City. So they're thinking there could be a repeat of last night's game for Super Bowl 59. What do you think about that? Let's get into what you have to say. Good morning, Sally. Leona, good morning from stormy northern Florida. Kathy, good morning. Pamela, good morning. Marilyn is on, and Marilyn says, good morning. What a fabulous game. Too late of a night. Today should be a holiday. Yes, you know what? I've said that for many, many years. Somebody needs to get on that and turn it into a national holiday. Love the commercial of the two little boys playing tennis. Yes, I had that on my notes. I agree, Diane. Kathy Kilo Peterson, good morning to you. Julie Purcell, good morning. Ron Colwire, good morning to you. Linda, happy day after Super Bowl. Kathy said, I thought Reba was okay. First half, boring. It was all second half for the excitement. Yep, Kathy Holden Reed, I loved the emotions of some of the players during Reba's performance. I agreed with that. Linda, Reba was awesome as usual. Not impressed with Usher. He can dance, though. Yes, dancing was amazing. The game was a tough one. That last 5 minutes was a nail biter. No favorite commercials this year. Okay. Kathy says, I agree. Julie, I liked it all. All right. Kathleen Morris says, good morning. Reba was great, but I think the overall sound system there could have been more dynamic. All right. So I'm just going to go through some notes. Richard Melching says, Reba was awesome as usual. I thought it was a great game. I loved, there we go. So that was my favorite, Richard. The Arnold Schwarzenegger State Farm commercial. Way to go, Chiefs. Yes. Neighbor. We're all going to be doing that today. I love the fact that it was so kitschy and that he was playing off of the way he says things, right? California, neighbor. So I thought for sure Kathy Kilo Peterson and Marilyn would say that that was their favorite. So here's my little run through. Okay. So Andre Day doing Lift Every Voice and Sing, otherwise known as the Black National Anthem. I thought Andre did a wonderful job. She, of course, is known for the song Rise Up, which is one of my absolute favorites. Kung Fu Panda 4 coming out. So I'm looking at some of the trailers. So those are exciting things. Vegas has to be proud with regards to all the attention on them this year, getting the Formula One race and then now getting the Super Bowl. And then they've got more and more and more coming to them. So congratulations. My friend Todd lives in Vegas. And so congratulations to them, and hoping that everybody behaved themselves and nothing too crazy came out of that. I do want to say prayers for those in, I think it's Houston, that mega church from Joel Osteen. I don't know if you all heard, but there was a shooting and there's a 5-year-old kid that's, I don't know if it's critical condition, but there was a 5-year-old kid that was shot, is still alive, and a woman was killed. So prayers, please, going out to them. It's senseless. And we always think, you're safe in a church. Nope. You just never know. So we have to pray for our world and hope that this can turn around. So prayers, I don't know who that 5-year-old kid was there with. That's the things that they're trying to figure out. But prayers go out to Houston this morning. Linda says, loved every minute from start to finish of the Super Bowl. Also, I missed the Puppy Bowl. Gosh darn it, the Puppy Bowl. Linda saying was awesome. Neighbor was my favorite. Yeah, here we go. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger now. Yes, Arnold. State Farm is your neighbor and is there for you. And so is Kathy Kilo Peterson. We love her so much. Kkilo.com is where you can find Kathy Kilo Peterson. And we're going to have her sponsor this Super Bowl segment because I know she's a big Chiefs fan. And I wore mine today. This was back when they were AFC champions. I've had this for a few years, but I thought this is the only Kansas City gear I have. And it's very hard to find these days, by the way. A lot of people are saying, can't find Kansas City. That's because more and more people have jumped on, including young kids. I was more expecting a lot of the commercials to be geared towards the younger generation. And maybe do you feel that it was a little bit because you have such a new audience and such a younger audience watching football now? So what do you think about all that? The baby's critical, Julie. That's what I thought I heard. Yes, that's what I thought I heard this morning. It is very sad, Pamela. Absolutely. Okay, let's see. By the way, Allegiant Stadium. Is it not gorgeous? I mean, all the drone shots and everything just were stunning to me. What did you think of Post Malone? Again, Reba doing the national anthem. Some of you weighed in on that. What about Wicked fans? I am a huge fan of Wicked musical that comes to the Fabulous Fox, but now there's a movie coming out around Thanksgiving. Did you all see the trailer for that? That one I'm excited about. What did you think of the Bet MGM with Tom Brady? They showed Tom Brady a lot. I did like, and the people I was with, they said the same thing. Jesus didn't teach hate. He washed feet. Did you see that? HeGetsUs.com. I thought that was beautiful. I liked that one. All right. Kathy says, yes, Wicked. She's excited about the woman shooter brought the child with her. I know, Kathy, that's what one of the TV stations was saying, but then they said that they didn't know for sure, like who the child was with. So it was kind of mixed. That's what I thought I heard as well, but I didn't want to say it just in case that wasn't true. But yeah, so again, we're going back and forth between the Super Bowl and prayers again going out for Houston. Planet of the Apes movie. Did you see the trailer for that one? I liked the Kawasaki commercial with the side by side, and then the hair was growing out. Did you see that one? And the guy that was bald at the end, and he got all the hair, and he's like, "Thank you." And the dog got longer hair. Michelob Ultra with Dan Marino, Ted Lasso, of course, Jason Sudeikis, Messier. I liked that one. Did you see that one? I liked the Christopher Walken and Usher commercial. Christopher Walken, I mean, that actually, I starred that. That was one of my favorites because everybody was doing his voice, which is so iconic. The biggest stars, though, went to State Farm. Arnold and Danny DeVito, Neba. That was on my list. So I think that one, what do you think about that? Do you all agree that the State Farm one, but again, Christopher Walken, talking about the game, just kind of recapping Kansas City interception and the touchdown going into, I think it was 228. I think at that point of the game, 13-10, Kansas City. At that point, I was just like, this is it. This is pivotal. Character, the playbook, just the way it all was coming out at that point. I was like, oh my God. So yes, it's a good thing I didn't have, it's a good thing I did have my nails done because I would have bit them all off. But seeing how cute they were for Valentine's Day, look, I got them all done. I left them alone, but a nail biter for sure. And then winning in overtime, just unbelievable. But blocking the extra point, I mean, come on. And then the longest, was it not the, where's my note? Yes, 57-yard field goal, the longest field goal in Super Bowl history. I mean, all these pivotal things, but blocking the extra point just blew me away. All right, back to some commercials. I like the T-Mobile Jason Momoa commercial. Did you see that one? And then the Kia EV9, great commercial on grandpa and grandfather, the grandchild skating at his house. I thought it was beautiful, kind of a tearjerker. Those are some of my notes. What else? The E-Trade. I always like the babies playing pickleball. Somebody said that earlier. What'd you think of the Reese's Caramel Cup? The reaction to that. Caramel in your Reese's, but they said that they're not replacing the typical chocolate peanut butter, but there's going to be one with caramel in it. What do you think about that? J-Lo, Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Tom Brady, the Dunkin' Donuts thing. Those are some of the notes that I had. So let's see what you all have to say. Let's go back here. Yes, Wicked. Maryland, I agree. Commercials were nothing. What was up with that? Yes, State Farm for sure, but I'm partial. I did like the Eagles and Ravens commercial. Yeah, that was cool. Love Usher, but halftime not exciting for me either. Crazy game. Love seeing Travis so emotional with his love, and I love Wicked too. Kathy said, love the Kawasaki ad and the Ultra ad. Everything was great. I love the Clydesdales commercials. Yes, I'm sorry, Candy, I didn't say that, but I had already seen that commercial. And that was the other question that some people were saying, that why are some of these commercials played before it's ever time for the Super Bowl? And I said, yeah, that used to not be the case. They wouldn't have any leak. They wouldn't show them like a week or two before. They would show them in the, in the Super Bowl. It's the first time you would ever see it. So I was surprised. I agree with that, with how many were seen before, because the people I was with last night, Doug and Julie and Kylie and Jim and myself, we all were sitting there saying, well, I've seen that one already. And I had seen, actually, I think it was leaked about a week or a week and a half ago. I thought I shared it on social, maybe not, but the Clydesdale commercial was beautiful. That was not the full commercial, though. I was surprised that they didn't show the whole thing. So if you get a chance, maybe Google Candy Cox, the full commercial. You'll love it even more. But yes, I'll have to agree. That is a good one. If I'd have to pick, I'd say the State Farm one with Arnold. So State Farm getting a lot of attention today, Kathy. I love the Jesus commercials, Monica. I'm weird, but I didn't like to see Kelce yelling at his coach. Oh, good point. Yep. No one else but me. I was watching your video last night looking for the dogs. Yeah. I didn't like that either, but the crew I was with said, hey, he's the best. He should be in there. And I said, that's fine. No disrespect to the coach, though. Yeah, I didn't like that. It looked like he was getting ready to push and everything. Carrie says, yes, the Clydesdale commercial. That puppy was so cute. The Kennedy ad was great. Okay, there we go. And I just realized that that's what this was. My friend Julie must have put that on here, #Kennedy. So what did you all think about the Kennedy ad? That was one of your favorites? Maybe. Jeffrey says yes. Sherry Lowe, sorry, didn't think the commercials were that good, and I would have rather just watched Usher perform. The game was awesome. So you did like Usher performing I think that's what you're saying. Carrie loved Reba doing the national anthem. Kristen, I liked the Jesus commercials and Messy. Yep, those are some of the favorites that I had in there also. So yeah, we're talking about the Super Bowl. And again, just an exciting ending. Congrats again to the Kansas City Chiefs, Super Bowl champions again. And that man right there, for the third time, getting the MVP, and so deserving as well. And like I said, I'm a huge Reba fan, so I thought Reba did good. Do I think she was great? I think Kathy said earlier that Kathy Peterson said that she thought it was just okay. She doesn't have the chops that she used to have, right? I would have liked to have seen Reba perform the national anthem many, many, many years ago. So I'm surprised that she had not. That really surprised me that was the first time. So let me ask you that. Over the last 58 years, who has been your favorite national anthem singer? Let's go into that, because for me, it's Whitney Houston. And then I'm going to have to put Jennifer Hudson in there. And it could be just other performers. Who was your favorite halftime show performers over the years? Again, what I saw in the 2000 Super Bowl, I don't think anything can touch that. You have to look at that lineup. We were looking deep into it last night. I thought, oh my gosh, I forgot he was there and she was there, etc. Marilyn says, oh yes, the Jesus commercial right up there on top. I so agree. Waiting till Super Bowl Sunday for the first time viewing. We all watched intently. Now so many are just a commercial. Richard, RFK Jr. apologized last night for the commercial to his family. I didn't see anything he needed to apologize for. Chris Stapleton. Oh, Jamie, yes. Kristen says he is amazing. Best under pressure. Yep. So again, fun to talk about the Super Bowl today. And we can keep doing it as some of you sign on and didn't get a chance to weigh in on it. Keep doing so throughout the show. I loved the game. It would have been nice not to be such a nail biter, but you know what? That's what you want. You don't want a runaway game. I've never wanted that. There's some Super Bowls where I'm like, okay, well, this is boring. No one's even watching after second half a lot of times if it's just, a runaway. So I'm glad it was close. I didn't like how close it was. In fact, I really believe my husband gave up at some point. He's like, yep, this is what happens. This is when it turns. And I was like, stop putting that out there. Stop putting the negative energy out there. Good morning, Ann. Loved Reba. Halftime show wasn't great. Look forward to the Wicked movie. Way to go, Chiefs. I really liked Whitney Houston. Okay, good recap of everything. 7:22, if you missed what the weather, Beckett again saying that the snowfall that was predicted in some of the counties a little bit closer into St. Louis wiped away, and that made me very, very happy. We did keep the show at home just in case, because Jefferson County was right on the line. And so if we had any, that would have caused a problem, as many of you know, with how my driveway is. So that's not the case. But if you have people in Phelps County, I think Iron, Crawford, they are expecting maybe a slushy, maybe a messy commute. So just an FYI, give them a heads up. Rose says, we can't wait to see you Saturday, Monica. Okay, let's get into that. So yes, the Working Women's Show. It is the 30 Can you believe this? I cannot believe this. 37th annual St. Louis Working Women's Show. We will be there on Friday and Saturday. There is a special meet and greet with Allison Arngrim that will take place on Friday. She is, of course, the special celebrity that will be on the main stage. Besides the main stage, she will also be doing this special cooking. It's called Who's Doing the Cooking? And of course, it's her, Allison Arngrim, that you know from Little House on the Prairie. She will be there actually Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but the big speaking engagement for her is on Saturday. And we are super thrilled that we get a chance to speak right before her. So she'll be on the main stage at 2 p.m. I'll be speaking about knowing your value, your intrinsic value, the importance of that triangle of life to balance for you. And that is going to be at 1:30. And then we'll bring her on, and then I'll stick around and do a little Q&A about 2:30 with her. She'll wrap up by 3. We will be there, though, with our booth, and I'm told we're going to be right by the rescue animals. So, Michelle and I are going to be there. We're going to have a lot of fun. Lori's going to be there with me on Saturday as well. You'll get a chance to meet a lot of the people from the Real Monica Adams team, which is really exciting. I love boosting everybody up because couldn't do this show without them. So come out and see myself and Michelle on Friday. We'll be there. It starts at 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. And then that special little meet and greet, which, by the way, we are going to give away the ultimate VIP package to the Working Women's Show. And we're going to give a VIP package away. So there's 2 separate things that we're going to do. And the ultimate one, let me run this down for you. It's an exclusive invitation to meet and greet party Friday night with Allison, a 3-day pass. So you get to go to all the days if you want to the show, the Working Women Show, private VIP entrance to avoid the ticket lines, personalized souvenir lanyard, members only raffle ticket to the Little House gift basket, an exclusive pre-show registration for a seat at the chef's tasting table, or for a makeover on the new fashion and beauty stage. You get an enhanced VIP swag bag, VIP lounge benefits, and an exclusive discount coupon packet, special discounts that will be offered by the select exhibitors. That's the ultimate VIP package, and I'm going to give that away on Valentine's or Galentine's Day. We'll give that away on Wednesday. How can you register for that? All you have to do is go to my website, go to TheRealMonicaAdams.com, and then click on contact, and then you're going to fill out your name and your email address, and then we will choose from that. There's also a VIP package I'm going to give away tomorrow, and that's a 3-day pass to the show, private VIP entrance to avoid the ticket lines. You get a souvenir lanyard, the swag bag, the lounge benefits, and that coupon packet. So it's near that, but there's an ultimate one, again, that gets you a little bit more. I will pull a winner for that tomorrow, the VIP one, and then we'll lead up to the ultimate VIP on Wednesday. So you also can purchase tickets, by the way, and go online. It's the www.ssonline.com. You can purchase tickets to the show and to the VIP aspect as well, in case you want to be there and you think, oh, I'm not lucky, I'm not going to win. Try to win. If you can't, then you can purchase it. I'm going to be there. Michelle's going to be there for the special Friday night meet and greet as well. So it's a meet and greet with everybody. We're just going to have a little fun with you together. All right, everybody, let's see. Rose, can't wait to see you. Thank you. Thank you. Kathy, see you Saturday. Okay, Carrie says Whitney Houston and Aretha Franklin, Jennifer Hudson, Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood, Cher, Faith Hill, Chris Stapleton, all favorites of hers for the national anthem. I think Faith Hill is right up there as well. If you have completed the link prior, do you re-enter? You don't have to re-enter. Nope. So if you already have your contact in there, thank you. Looking forward to Saturday. Marilyn and Janice coming. All right, congratulations. What an awesome package giveaway. I know, right? And that's not all. Before I take this break, we also have this. A little love. This is going to be given away on Valentine's Day as well. A huge package. And we want to thank Sugarloaf Farms for coming up with this for us. A lot of really natural things that they have. If you've never been, I should say, you are going to love them. They have some of the coolest products. We got a lot of soaps and things from them from a little pop-up that they had, but this is an opportunity for you to win. It includes their top-selling honey almond soap with a honeycomb glycerin topper, a honey almond shave bar, a honey almond lotion bar, a sugar scrub and body butter, both of those honey almond, 2 honey-based lip balms, and it's a fun gift bag that they have, a loofah bag and soap. It's all for you as we get into Valentine's. So again, all you do is register, and I will give that to you on Valentine's and Galentine's Day. How about that? Marilyn and Tony, good morning. Love it, everybody. Yes, congratulations. And thank you for the Super Bowl rundown. All right, it is 7:28. Not sure what happened with Dr. Willey. He was supposed to be on with us, but so many things crazy happening overnight. At least with this, I know that he knew he was supposed to be on. I did get a message back. Poor Michelle, if you didn't hear in the beginning of the show, Michelle went into the studio and I just feel this big. I did what I needed to do, but the dang technology did not. I mean, I looked at it, it literally said delivered. And many times it stays saying delivered, even though people read their things. Sometimes it says read, sometimes it says delivered. But she sent a text as I came up here to type in the show. And she's like, are you doing the show remote? And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. So I love you. And I'm so sorry. Again, I did what I did, but the cloud didn't do what it needed to do. Kathy says, does Sugarloaf have a brick and mortar store? You can go online and they have these pop-ups. In fact, there is one that they have coming up. Let me see here. The next pop-up shop will be held behind Kelly's Resale and Collectibles. It is affiliated with Saucy's Pizzeria, I'm told. They're going to do that on February 22nd. There you go. You can go from 3 to 7 p.m. And then they do have a location. The pickup location, by the way, for that Sugarloaf giveaway is going to be Kelly's Resale and Collectibles, which is 1692 Gravois Road in High Ridge. Kelly's Resale and Collectibles. So it's kind of all together. SugarloafFarmBees.com. They're in Millstadt, Illinois. So SugarloafFarmBees.com if you want to check them out. All right. All right. We got a bunch of things. I see some people trying to register right now. Fantastic. Thank you all. All right. I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, I mentioned we were going to talk about mistletoe mistletoe therapy. No, it's not Christmas time, but we are talking about the mistletoe. What is it all about? And who is looking? We're going to talk about that with Dr. Sara Franco from InVita Health and Wellness when we return. Think about this. When's the last time you called your doctor at 2 o'clock in the morning and he actually answered? Well, at Innovare Health Advocates, their patients are special. Their doctors, nurse practitioners, their care team care deeply about your health, your family, your work, and even your pet. Their clinicians are accessible and they lead your care in and out of the hospital. In fact, Dr. Charles Willey offers his cell phone number to his patients to ensure they can intervene early in your illness. They can provide care above and beyond, offering lab, x-ray, echocardiogram, and other treatments in their office. Innovare Health Advocates with 5 locations on both sides of the river. Check them out, innovarehealth.com. We need women to lift women up.
Let's do that.
Being on Monica's show, it was like one of the best interviews I've ever had.
Monica's very real, and she really cares about people.
She's changing lives.
Changing lives.
I think this is just really what people want to see.
Giving back so much to the community, and I really appreciate it.
Today, Monica was extraordinarily real, not only with me, but with her viewers and her listeners.
Made the interview process like talking to a friend.
How are you doing? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a few weeks.
Hey! You were close!
Monica! Whoa!
So go out in this world and be anything you want to be. But before you do that, first, be kind. All right, let's go. 7:30, and again, it's a Monday. Normally, we're in studio, but because of the possibility of snow that still was in the southern counties, we decided to flip and go from home today. Fortunately, it's now farther south. It's going to be more into the Crawford, the Iron, Pike counties. So if you know anybody that's in the Southwest Missouri area, the What the Weather segment said that could be a possibility. There's clouds out there, but it's going to be sunny and just absolutely beautiful, getting into the 50s and the 60s as we get later into the week. So you cannot complain about that. It is 7:32. She is also at home this morning. Let me welcome in my dear friend, Dr. Sara Franco, InVita Health and Wellness. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How are you?
Good. All right. So we'll get into mistletoe therapy in just a second, but I got to talk to you about the game. So I know you're a big 49ers fan. What's your recap of the game?
Shout out to Kansas City. They played an awesome game. 49ers just, a couple injuries. We need a new kicker. Same-o that happens sometimes for them. But I think they both played a really, really good game.
They did. I mean, it was an exciting one, and that's really what you want in a Super Bowl. You want it to go down to the wire. Maybe you don't want it to be that close, but I mean, that is exciting. That keeps you. I think the advertisers had to be happy because it kept everybody glued to the screen all the way through and even after the game. So odds makers already are calling for the 49ers to win it all next year. So you should be happy about that.
I hope so. We need to take it.
All right. So this is Sara Franco. If you have not been a part of our show in the past, just want to say good morning to all of you. Thank you. Remember to share our page and let everybody know that we are on live right now. We're going to talk about mistletoe therapy, which we mentioned in the past, Sara. We haven't gone really in depth into it. So let's start with that. What is mistletoe therapy?
So it's a new adjunctive therapy. Well, I say new. They've been using mistletoe medicinally, particularly in European countries, for over 100 years. So it's finally starting to make its way, much with a lot of the other functional medicine, finally starting to make its way over here to the United States. It's being piloted in several different states on the East Coast. Johns Hopkins did a phase 1 clinical trial. So it's something that actually one of our patients brought to us, we looked into, and we're starting to offer that therapy as well.
And did you tell me that you're only one of 2 clinics that are doing so?
We are. So there's a clinic over in New Jersey, so over on the coast, and then we're going to start offering it next week.
Okay, so you had sent to us some slides for us to use this morning showing before and after. Can you break this down for us? I mean, look at this.
Sure. So this is a PET scan, a before and after a pretty aggressive treatment with mistletoe therapy for a patient that had pretty extensive metastatic colorectal cancer. And you can see on the left-hand side, that is the PET scan before the mistletoe therapy. And then over on the right-hand side is the PET scan after the mistletoe therapy.
And so is that just one? Do they have to do multiple
No,
therapies?
this was a series. This was a series of 8 treatments for this patient, along with some intratumoral injections. So where they actually go in under fluoro and inject the tumor directly with mistletoe. So this was a pretty aggressive treatment. We do not do tumor injections at our clinic. We just do intravenous and sub-Q therapy. So this was a pretty aggressive treatment protocol. But as you can see, everything that is the very dark black color is anybody who's familiar with PET scans. They basically inject, very oversimplifying it, inject a chemical that causes tumor cells to kind of light up, if you will. So everything that is black is a tumor cell. And you can see definitely the progression over on the left-hand side. And then not only not spreading on the right-hand picture, but also just a regression of the disease.
Okay, and then we've got a couple other slides as well if you want to break this down.
So this is also a before and after of a second patient that had widely metastatic disease. So not just colorectal. You can see above the diaphragm, below the diaphragm, in the brain. So left-hand side, again, the before picture for the mistletoe therapy, and then on the right-hand side, the after picture.
It's mind-blowing to me. You and I were talking in your office, and this is kind of what we kind of want to go a little bit more in depth. When we did the functional and traditional medicine aspect, it's not brand new, as you had just mentioned in the beginning, but there are still a lot of doctors that are going to see this and say, I don't know. Well, but what else can you attribute that to see that kind of shrinkage happen?
Right. And I do want to be totally transparent. Both of these patients were undergoing aggressive chemotherapy and radiation at the same time. So it wasn't only mistletoe therapy. We do not encourage any patients to stop taking their medications here. But a lot of the time what we see, and Dr. Willey and I talked about it last Monday, the FDA is there to protect us for sure. But also it very much slows down the process as far as trying to get approval for things as well. So this is something finally Johns Hopkins has brought it to the U.S. to do a clinical trial. I'm with Dr. Willey. I like to see the research involved as well. We're not going to just hear about something and then just, the next week bring it in. It's some extensive research and some webinars and some classes and certification. Luckily, mistletoe is a very safe therapy to do. It has very few side effects other than what patients are normally undergoing when they're undergoing chemotherapy, that they're suffering, fever, chills, nausea, vomiting, fatigue, those kind of things. There have been a handful of reported anaphylactic reactions, but we take the precautions to prevent that. But with the FDA, it's just very, very difficult to get things approved in this country.
Okay, once again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about mistletoe therapy with Dr. Sara Franco, again, from InVita Health and Wellness. If you have not seen her, you can go to InVitaHealthAndWellness.com. They're located at 333 South Kirkwood Road. We talk about treating the body, taking care of the body inside and out, multiple levels of services that they can provide for you. Is there anyone that would not be good for having mistletoe therapy?
No, there are definitely cancers that it has been geared more toward being successful for. So non-small cell carcinoma, pancreatic, colorectal cancer, breast cancer, melanomas. Those are the clinical trials in Europe, and there are a lot of research studies that are out there. There's just not studies that are done here in the U.S. other than the one with JH. But those are the cancers that it's been used for primarily, but there are several other medicinal benefits for it as well.
Okay. And Sara, tell me more about this slide.
Sorry, I'm not seeing a slide.
You're not seeing this one on there?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, okay. I'm not sure why. And hopefully everybody else is. That's
okay.
See it now? Maybe it was delayed.
So this is an MRI as well. This is just again showing so where the area is there, red and orange, that is where tumor cells have been detected. It's kind of difficult to see on this because there's an anterior posterior view and then an AP and lateral view as well. But you can just see if you can appreciate on the top screen there, or the top of the screen where the heart has what looks like a tumor and brain tumor. Down below, you can see that there's been a significant regression of the disease, at least from the cardiac standpoint. I can't see the brain there; the slides are too low, or the slices are too low down in the body. But you can definitely see a regression of the disease in that lower portion.
Okay, so again, we're talking mistletoe therapy, and if you're just hearing about this, there is an article that we can grab and probably try to post for you that I was asking Sara if in fact that was the article that we were talking about, and you said yeah. So John, how long ago was that put out? Do you remember?
2013, I believe, is when they finished up that research. So it takes a long time to get from the clinical trial to publish, but it's been being looked at over here for over a decade.
It's fascinating. So again, we can't stress enough. You're working with an oncologist right now. You're going through treatments. Nobody is saying for you to stop treatments, and all of a sudden it is more that they would work hand in hand.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Yeah. This would be an adjunctive therapy.
Yeah. And so you had mentioned that some of the slides, and once again, if you're just tuning in, we were looking at befores and afters of a couple of these different slides. You can see the difference on the left to the right. I mean, look at this one again, if you didn't see it earlier. So it's not just, as she said, from the mistletoe therapy, but working together. And that was this last one you were saying was 8 treatments. Is that kind of typical, or some maybe less or some more?
Well, it's all based on radiographic studies after. So if the patient is lucky enough to be able to be getting PET scans to go along, there's not anything so far that indicates that there are too many mistletoe therapies, but generally 6 to 8 treatments, and then pretty aggressively several times a week, and then going on to maintenance treatments after that is the typical course of action.
Okay, that's what I was just going to ask. That was my follow-up. After they had their treatments, and then you're looking at this, is it something where you keep doing scans and then say we can do more, adjunct with your, I guess if they're going through radiation and chemotherapy, can they do mistletoe on top of that as well?
They can, as well as high-dose vitamin C, which we've talked about before.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And yeah, people are commenting saying, wow, never heard of this kind of therapy. Love holistic healing. Linda says that's amazing results. Mind blowing. That's what I thought. Why is it called mistletoe?
Because it literally comes from mistletoe. So there's several brand names, but it's the extract of that drug that they use to make it. So currently it's only being manufactured in Europe. So we have to order it from Europe. But there's several different manufacturers that make it. And it really depends on, and if you go to start investigating this, there's mistletoe P, there's mistletoe M, or helix or P, helix or A, helix or M, and it really depends on the type of tree from which it comes, as well as the type of year, or the time of year that the mistletoe is picked.
And just for you being in this industry, how excited are you? I mean, obviously, for you to be only one of 2 clinics that are doing so. The one thing that I really love, well, there's many things I love about Sara, but one of the big things that I love is how she always wants to be on top of things that she thinks are very beneficial for you from the health and wellness standpoint. So you had been looking into this, and then obviously, bringing it into your practice. How proud are you? And really, I mean, just speak from the heart as to what you're able to do and what you're hearing from your patients.
We're very proud. It's very heartwarming and just heart hurting whenever these patients come in and to be diagnosed with something as aggressive as metastatic cancer, particularly things like stage 4 metastatic cancer, where the prognosis isn't great oftentimes. I think, being able to take advantage of these type of therapies, and then us being able to offer these type of therapies, just gives those patients a little bit of control. You feel so out of control because you're just at the mercy of these tumors, and this gives them a little glimmer of hope. And at the very least, even if it doesn't, it's not going to cure them. I would love to say that it would cure them, but at the very least, it is most definitely going to improve. It's going to decrease the regression or the progression of the disease, but it's also just going to make them overall feel better. So maybe they will not have the quantity that they would like to have, but they will have the quality that will make what they have, the time that they have left beneficial.
Well, and Sarah's been in the medical field for a long time. If you don't know Sarah's background, she was in the ER, specializing in anesthesia for 20 years. And then she opened InVita Health and Wellness within the last couple of years, continuing on her background. So that's the care, that's the quality, that's the trust factor of what you can have when you go to see Sarah and her staff as well. And again, sure, you've been in the industry, the traditional medical industry, for a long, long time. We'd love to be able to say there's a cure for cancer. I mean, I hope that while we're still on this earth that we hear those words at some point. But until then, it's all about the most horrible thing that people can be stricken with, the C word. None of us ever want to hear that for anybody that we love. But it is, okay, once someone has it, well, then what can be done to keep them as as healthy as they possibly can be? They're doing their own, trying to, be healthy as far as how they're eating, how they're living their lives, and then having their treatments done. If it is radiation, if it is chemo, but what else can be done to boost that immune? And that's what we're talking about today, is being able to have quality of life, right?
Right.
Yeah. It is 7:45. I'm going to take a quick break. Julie says Sarah and her knowledge is amazing. Well, there you go. That's a perfect place to take a break really quick. We're talking about mistletoe therapy. You're just probably hearing about it. Would you have any questions that you have for Sarah? Any comments? Do you know anybody that's going through cancer right now? We'll talk more about mistletoe therapy. And if you have any questions, even in past shows about InVita Health and Wellness and some of the things that they've done, if you've been there, I'd love to hear from you. Those are all the really cool things of how your life has changed since you've been introduced to them. 7:46. More with Dr. Sara Franco and InVita Health and Wellness when we return.
You are truly an incredible human being, and just what you're doing is so inspiring. This was really a cathartic experience for me. So I appreciate you, love you.
It's been an honor to not only just be here on set with you, but just to sit in your presence. You inspire everyone around you, from your motivational speaking to your podcast here, to just being the human that you are.
It's just such a joy to be able to see you at this point in your career. Really following your passion, fulfilling your dreams, and encouraging other people to do the same.
I feel that I've been missing out. I believe God places people like you in people's lives for a reason. You have definitely been a God wink for me.
Right back at you, Kira and everybody else. You're all God wink for me. And I can't believe it's February 12th. And on March 1st, we will be able to officially say that we launched the show a year ago, because it was done right here. We kind of return to our roots sometimes and do the show from home. We do mobile Monica's, and we have another one coming up, actually. Positive Talk Time, as you're seeing on the bottom of the screen, will be there this Thursday, right after Valentine's Day. We'll see how the doggies are enjoying. I think they have a speed date thing coming up also. We'll talk with Jessica with Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue coming up on Thursday. We also have Wet Your Whistle back with Defiance Ridge Vineyards and Chuck Gillentine, dear friend of ours. And then we're going to be back at the same location where we were for the Espresso Coffee House. We're going to be next door at Sister Sandwich Shop. I'd love to see you on the 22nd, which, by the way, is my father's birthday. So might do something fun that had to do with good old Miles Adams. It is 7:48. We took a quick break. Our guest today, Dr. Sara Franco. I did just see from Dr. Willey, evidently he's having connection problems. So we'll probably invite him on maybe sometime later this week to talk with him about Innovare. But we are talking today about mistletoe therapy. And I said, if you have any questions or comments, Julie said, my daughter had a friend she grew up with, has just recently been diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. Would this benefit her?
So breast cancer is one of the cancers that they have highlighted as far as this therapy being useful for. So I would definitely suggest that she take a look at it, read up on it, talk to her oncologist about it. And then if it's something that she would like to pursue, we'd be more than delighted to help her out.
Yeah, so take us through the process. So if someone is currently under the care of their oncologist, Sarah, and then they're hearing this show today, and then they go and talk to them, again, hopefully they would be aware of this. If not, maybe you want to take the article from Johns Hopkins, and maybe provide that to them. Talk it over with the doctor. Talk about the care of how that would look. I don't know. Is it going to be so new in some people's minds that they'll say no? And then you have to make your own decision up at that point?
I don't think so. I've been pleasantly surprised. We actually work pretty closely with several of the top oncologists at Siteman Cancer Center. And so far, everything that from what we have heard, everything seems very supportive. And I think it kind of lends to a little bit of what Dr. Willey mentioned last week. If it's something that this isn't anything that's dangerous or that is going to hinder what you're having done traditionally as far as chemotherapy, radiation, cryotherapy, those kind of things. But it is going to be, it could be used as adjunctive. And since there's not really anybody that it's going to hurt, then, then if it makes you feel better, or at a minimum, it minimizes your side effects, then go for it.
Okay, and we're going to stress this again because I think people usually ask this question. This is not something that's going to be covered by insurance.
No, it will not be covered by insurance.
Right. But if it's going to make you feel better, it's going to help with your care, that's where you make that decision to say, look, if this is going to help me, and we showed you earlier, and I know so many of you sign on second by second, so I'll show you again the before and afters that we were showing earlier. But I mean, this, along with the treatments, can help like this. I don't know. Why would you not? So we always want to be on the cutting edge with Sarah, with Dr. Willey, to be talking about what is out there. That's what this show is all about, for her to introduce us. She's got so many things at InVita that I had never heard of, which I just absolutely love. So Julie, yes, have your family member look into that. Tina just asked Sarah, if someone has liver cancer and taking a chemo pill, could this be beneficial?
So it hasn't been shown to be as beneficial for some of the biliary diseases, pancreatic cancer, biliary cancer, appendiceal cancer. However, there also hasn't been a lot of studies on that. So generally what they do when they find these studies is once they find an area of cancer that it's working very aggressively on, then they very much kind of pursue that. So I would say that it would not be not beneficial to do it. But I can attest to if it would be as therapeutic as what it has been for some of those above mentioned cancers.
Okay. And then Marilyn, again, I agree with you. She said, insurance or not, there's no price on your health and feeling better, which is really what you and Dr. Willey both agreed on last week. I mean, there was a lot of things that had to do with if it's not going to hurt you, if it's going to be beneficial to you, if you can afford it, then why would you not? But some people would go through the route and say, it's not covered by insurance. I can't afford this. That's where he would come back and say, okay, well then continue, obviously, in the care, do everything you can on your own. And it's just about quality of life, like we said before. Julie, thank you, by the way. She said she just tagged her family member that's going through that. So I just wanted to introduce you to that today, and excited about the fact that there's something to help you. I mean, again, if you or someone you know and love has cancer, you might want to have them reach out, talk to Sarah. So the process, they would come in. What are the questions that you're asking them? Just kind of take us through that.
So we would do an evaluation of them, and then we would request records from their oncologist just to see what kind of cancer that we're treating, and then really just kind of look and make sure. So for vitamin C, high dose vitamin C specifically, you would have to have what's called a G6PD test to make sure that you weren't deficient in that enzyme, to make sure that you would be able to break down that vitamin C. That one would be kind of a deal breaker if you did have a deficiency there. However, for the mistletoe therapy, there really aren't any contraindications. So we would just go over what the protocol is. We have a couple of different options. You can do just the subcutaneous route where really anywhere you can pinch an inch, you would do a small injection under the skin. And what we're doing with this drug is we're basically inducing a fever reaction, which cancer cells do not like. So it's been shown to increase natural killer cells and actually have a direct tumor killing effect. So we would go over risk and benefits, let patients know what they would feel, which really would just be they would feel like they have a fever while the treatment is ongoing. It lasts about 6 to 8 hours afterward. And then you really go back to feeling the way you were feeling before.
And all of this therapy is being done there at InVita?
At InVita, yes.
What kind of time frame are they there?
So depending on what the dosage is, we're looking at anywhere from 1 hour to 4 hours for either of those infusions.
And then do they need someone to drive them home? Are they able to drive themselves?
Nope, they'll be able to drive themselves home afterward.
Okay. Julie just asked, are any of the procedures eligible for FSA or HSA funds?
Yes, any of the procedures that you have done here, other than the aesthetic procedures, are going to be, we're approved as HSA. So we're actually listed as a clinic. And if there would be any kind of, where your HSA or FSA would request an invoice or a receipt or anything, then we'd be happy to provide that to you. But yes, you can use those funds.
Okay, perfect. Great questions, everybody. And again, it's exciting. I also would love, and I know Sara and I have talked about this in the past, anybody that you have had go through things, I'd love for patients. So all of you that are maybe watching the show or hearing the show, we would love for you to be a part of it. That is one thing that even Dr. Willey had mentioned. One of the things that he would love to see is, instead of just the comments here that I'm able to have for you, it's more of the continuing back and forth, because you might have more that pop up, but it would be easier when you're actually on with us. So if any of you ever want to join the show, by the way, just reach out to us. I'll put my email address here up on the screen again. Reach out to me and say, I'd love to be on, because it's fascinating to kind of sit back and hear what someone would ask, especially in an emotional state like that, Sara, because someone going through cancer, there's so many levels. I can't put myself in their shoes. I've not, knock on wood, ever been diagnosed with that, but my father was. I watched it for the 10 months that it just completely took so much out of him. And we've all been there, unfortunately. We all raise our hands when someone asks the question, anybody have been affected by cancer? Yes. I mean, I don't know anybody that doesn't raise their hand at that point, but I'd love for you to be a part of our show. And if you, again, whether it's this or any level, because there's so many things and so many people that have been affected in a wonderful, positive way by what Sara and her staff have been doing. So for any of you that you would like to join the show, please reach out to me. I'd love to have you as a part of that. Before we wrap up, Marilyn says, State Farm has a hospital income policy. Need to have Kathy see if that policy would cover this. It's an amazing policy. Well, that would be interesting. Yeah. I'd love that. Come on, Kathy. Let's get it. All right, Sara, thank you again. Give all the information to go a little bit more in depth as people are hearing this and they're going to share this. I think this one should really be shared a lot so that other people can know about this, because it's newer to us, maybe not new to all of you in the medical field, but newer to us and newer to people who are suffering with cancer, a way to aid in what they're going through. So give them everything that they need to know.
Okay, so you can contact us at InVita Health and Wellness. You can also follow us on Instagram. We also have a lot of posts over some later therapies and latest, greatest kind of trends and things, both do's and don'ts. But we're located at 333 South Kirkwood Road, Suite 300 in the PNC Bank Building, and the number is 314-394-0950.
Yeah, and we had talked about that a few weeks ago. It's a very good point to bring home that there's a lot out there on the internet and a lot of clickbait. There's, we talked about trends, good things that are out there, great things that are out there, and then things to stay away from that are just trying to pull you in and get you money. And there's so many things. She actually, Sara sent me a picture the other day of people ordering things online and thinking that they're getting something that's accurate. And I just remember people being taken years ago by something and they get it back and it was water that was inside of something that they were buying. And you just feel horrible because people are trying to take care of themselves. But this is why you've got to have somebody that's trustworthy like Sara. So anyway, my friend, I'm sorry for your 49ers.
Yeah, maybe next year, guys.
Yes, but thank you again for joining us. And we're excited. Jim and I are going to get a chance to celebrate Valentine's with Sara and her husband. So we're going to have the love day together. It'll be a love fest.
Looking forward to it.
I am as well. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Take care.
All right, everybody, we're going to take a quick break and we'll wrap up the show telling you everything that you'll get a chance to win coming up in the next few days. We'll do that right after the break.
InVita Health and Wellness, where you can feel your best both inside and out. InVita isn't your typical med spa. They're a multi-specialty medical spa and wellness center serving St. Louis and its surrounding areas. They have ketamine for mental health and pain, IV therapy, medical weight loss, and aesthetics treatments. As board-certified anesthesia providers, InVita can ensure that their advanced treatments are provided safely with minimal to no pain. So let InVita take care of you. Call 314-394-0950 to book an appointment or online InVitaHealthandWellness.com. Hi, it's Monica Adams. Thank you so much for following along with The Real Monica Adams Show since we launched back in March. But I wanted to let you know there's so much more that I could do with you, your business, your corporation. Did you know that I'm a motivational speaker all around the world, as well as an MC and an auctioneer? So if you have an event, maybe a nonprofit organization, and you want to book me, just shoot me an email, info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com. Personal training, life coaching, and styling as well. info@TheRealMonicaAdams.com.
Well, it is 8 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining us this past hour. And again, so sorry that we weren't able to have Dr. Willey on. So he's having some connection problems. We will follow back up with him and see if maybe he wants to join me sometime later this week. Let me make sure he didn't say anything else. Nope. So we were going to talk today with him. Let me just kind of give you a little preview of that because I think it will be exciting to go a little bit more in depth. One of the things he wanted to discuss is personalized patient care. You know, we talked about that 5-star rating in office, in hospital, a one-stop care place in each of their offices, which by the way, they have 5 on both sides of the river, Missouri and Illinois. X-ray, labs, ultrasound, MSW, social worker, in home as necessary. So yes, if he has to, he will make house calls, same day appointments. And I'm hoping that that one lady that was trying to get in, got in. He gave his phone number last week. Event monitoring, lesion biopsy, or bladder scanning, all those things that they're able to do. Next Monday, Doug Williams, who is a patient of Innovare, is going to join us, and Doug will share his story of biliary cancer. So we've talked about that a couple times now with some of his patients, and I really want to do more and more of that, is have any of you that would like to be a would be talking on air and kind of going through like, hey, I'm dealing with this. What would you say? And what he's going to do is show you the level of how they go through and take care of a brand new patient that hasn't been taken care of. So I'd like to see more and more of you as a part of that. That's something that we're going to do. If you did not get a chance to join in at the beginning of the show, we were talking all about the Super Bowl, and we talked about some exciting things coming up for the Real Monica Adams team. Again, the Working Women Show. It is this weekend, and a chance for you to enter right now to win. Go to TheRealMonicaAdams.com and you can win the VIP package that we are giving away tomorrow, or the ultimate VIP package that we'll give away on Galentine's Day, which we'll do on Wednesday. All you have to do is go to the contact section of our website and give us your email and your name, and you'll be put into that drawing. You can purchase tickets at www.ssonline.com. Regular passes, there is even on there a discount code where you can get discounted tickets, and then you could purchase tickets to be able to be a part of that VIP and get a chance to meet us, get a chance to meet Allison Arngrim. All that will take place the Friday VIP And then Saturday and Sunday, just the Working Women show, which is a lot of fun. We'll be there, by the way, with our journals. We'll be there with jackets and t-shirts. So merchandise, finally, we're really excited to be rolling that out. Also on Valentine's Day, I mentioned we're going to give away this wonderful basket from Sugarloaf Farms. Can't wait to do that. That'll be given away on Valentine's as well. So one final time, congratulations and great job to Reba McEntire with the national anthem, Andre Day doing the Black National Anthem, and then Post Malone singing as well. What is it? I keep forgetting which one he sang. America the Beautiful. Yes, love it. And congratulations one more time to the Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs, back-to-back wins, and that guy right there, third time getting the MVP. We talked about the halftime show. I did like this, Usher bringing on Alicia Keys. So it was nice to see the guest, Lil Jon. I mean, I do love that song, right? But it just wanted more. We always want more, don't we? We're never satisfied. It is 8:04 and we're in the wrap up. Let me tell you, tomorrow we're going to bring on a woman that I've known for a long, long time, very respected in her industry. And I want to thank Michelle for sending me this information on her big anniversary that's coming up. She is known as the STL Wine Girl, and she's coming in tomorrow with us. Angela Ortman, love her. She will be on with us at 7 o'clock talking about that big anniversary and talking about somebody really exciting that's coming in town that is a hugely respected sommelier. He will be in, I think, for 24 hours for that anniversary. And so if you are looking for something really amazing to go to, we'll talk about that coming up a little bit later this month. On Wednesday, it's Valentine's. I was hoping to have my husband on with me. He said he's working, but we will be, of course, talking about Love Day. What do relationships look like? Are you aware of being more focused on the people who are not in a relationship? What do you do with them on that particular day? Do you send little cards out as little love cards to family and friends, or do you only do it with your spouse? We'll talk depths of love on Wednesday. On Thursday, we will be at Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue, Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa in Cottleville, because it is, in fact, Positive Talk Time, and we'll be back with Jessica. We'll have a brand new doggie that we're going to feature that will be up for adoption. We'll be checking in on the one that we featured a couple of weeks ago. And then on Friday, I have Annalise Parks on, who I used to work with at Fox 2. Going to check in on her and see how things are going since she left the industry. She left St. Louis and went to Dallas, and she had a baby. She's got a beautiful family, but she walked away. Will she return? We'll talk about her being in pageants, many levels of what she's gone through in her life. I love that woman. You're going to see her amazing spirit come out in that. We also have Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, by the way. That is back if you haven't seen that. If there's anything you would like for us to feature, by the way, on Wet Your Whistle Wednesday, anything you'd like for us to kind of bring back that you enjoyed from last year's shows, let us know that. I really want you to become more and more a part of the show. Okay. Monica, have you done a show with Sarah or the doctor over HRT? If so, which one? I would like to go back and watch it. I don't think so. I would have to look back at that. I'll get a hold of Sarah and ask her if we did hormone replacement therapy. I don't know if we went in depth in that. There's so many things that we've discussed, but we definitely, that's obviously something that we can go through again. You're talking more from a bioidentical aspect. We've discussed some levels of it, but yeah, we can definitely go through that. Michelle, thank you so much once again for all of the links. Marilyn said, did we lose you? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe I froze up, which is kind of crazy. I think I got everybody's comments and questions, and thank you for your weighing in of the Super Bowl. It was a good one for sure. If you're off work today, fantastic. We touched on it briefly. Yeah, we haven't gone deeply into it. Happy birthday tomorrow to Dana Dean. All right. Happy birthday to you a little early. Everybody, thank you so much for being a part of the show today. I hope you get a chance to get out and enjoy the weather this week. It's going to be pretty as the sun comes back. Thank you again to Beckett for being a part of the show today, and to all of you. Yeah, I hope that all of you have a fantastic one. As I always say, go out, enjoy it, bundle up a little bit if you want, go out and take a walk because it is a little chilly out there, but the rest of the week is looking absolutely amazing. It's going to be a fun one. Love to know what you have planned for Valentine's. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in the next couple of days. Good luck to you as well as we get ready to give away our packages. Don't forget to go to my website. Make sure that you are signed up. It's as easy as giving me your email and your name. All right, everybody, have a beautiful day. And remember, above all, be kind. God bless you.